Alright, what's up guys? This is going to be a little review here about the 6-inch Ridgid Random Orbital Palm Sander. Comes with this bag here. This is the dust bag that comes with it, which I don't use. I've used it probably twice, and you can see how clean it is. I usually hook this up to a vacuum, which I do recommend because I've had other guys that own this particular palm sander right here, and when they keep using the bag, it kills the motor. You know, the motor just, the dust really just crams up in here and cakes in there and cakes the motor and just, you know, kills it. But anyways, so I use the vacuum with this, and I've had this for about a year now and still running strong. Let me show you some of the features on here. So this is the trigger to start it, and this is the lock button right here. So in order to lock it, you pull the trigger like this, right? And then once you have the trigger in, then you push the lock button, and then you release the trigger and still holding the lock button. And then after you release the trigger, then you can release the lock button. So let me demonstrate that here for you. So let's start it up. And to release the lock, you just push the trigger. And that's how you release it. So that's that. You can see it spinning there. Alright, so now there's this little, they give you a couple options here on how much it orbits. So this right here, right, this says 1/8 inch right there. See that? And then on this side here, it says 1/4 inch. What that means is, okay, you can see this gap right here. Now I have it on 1/8 inch. What it means is while it's spinning, it's going to be moving like that. It's going to be moving, and then as it's, like I said, as it's spinning here, and it'll move out about 1/8 of an inch. And then if you put it on a 1/4 inch, it'll move out to the edge of this dust shroud here. So it gives you more, it's more aggressive that way. Also, in the front here, it gives you it's like a speed option. So if you have it on A, at the lowest option here, it's gonna run slow. And if you put it on full, or the F, that's the fastest. So that's another thing about this palm sander. This pad here, this is the downside about this pad. It will, like, I've used this sander for about a year now, and this pad here is starting to give, you know. I had to buy some new replacement pads online on Amazon. I didn't see any on eBay, but I bought them off of Amazon. And because Home Depot doesn't sell the replacement pads, which I think is stupid. They sell the palm sander. They should sell the replacement pad. But yeah, so that's the downside about this. And it all depends on how heavy you use this machine. Like, if you put a lot of pressure on it all the time you use it, it's gonna give. The pad is gonna start to give, because what it does is that it heats up, and then after it heats up, it kind of, I guess I would say, melt this right here, because this is like the plastic side of the Velcro, and then when you order the sandpaper, or when you buy the sandpaper, that's more of the fabric side of the Velcro. So which is why it starts to give. Like mine's, when I put the paper on here and I use it, I put it directly on these holes so the holes match up. There's 6 holes on here, and the paper I use has 6 holes, but it tends to move off of the holes, so that's how I know that the pad is starting to give. And not only that, you see on these edges here, yeah, it's starting to lift up, so that's another reason I'm going to be changing these pads. But one thing I do like about it is that because I sand floors with this palm sander here, this is what I use on my final sanding, and it does really help to get all of the scratches out. But it gets right up to the edge. This sander does come with a knob here that's supposed to sit on the front. It bolts in right there, and then you hold it like this while you're palm sanding. It's for extra pressure, but I took it off so I can get closer to the walls. You know, when I'm sanding against the wall like this, and then the corners actually, I hand scrape the corners on the floor. But anyways, besides that, for a 5-star review here, I'd give it a 3.5 out of 5 stars because I prefer festool. Festool, you know, it has 2 modes on it. You can do a random orbit, or you can do just straight up grinding mode, which just completely spins aggressively. This one, you know, when you turn it on, it's gonna spin and give you that random orbit. It all depends on how much pressure you use with it. You know, if you put too much pressure on it, you're gonna stop the spin and it's just gonna be vibrating. And I tend to let the machine do the work. You know, I put light pressure on it and I keep it on full, and it does a really good job. You know, you can put heavy pressure on it and move it back and forth like that, but I don't recommend that at all, because pretty much you're gonna be using the pressure and just the vibration of the palm sander to sand whatever you're sanding. So I let the machine do the work. You get a better outcome that way. Anyways, yeah, you can see I have my name on there, and I put "not yours" because when on job sites, you know, and there's a lot of people working there, and you leave and you come back and somebody's using your tool, that shit gets real irritating. You know, you come back to your area and then you see a tool missing, and you see some other construction worker using your sander, like, or whatever tool you're using, and that gets real irritating. So anyways, that's why I put my name on it, and I put "not yours" because it isn't yours. Anyways, cord is 7 foot long. I don't know if I mentioned that already. And the model number for this is R26111. R26111. So there you go. This is a review on the 6-inch Ridgid random orbital palm sander. And there you go. If you have any other questions, please let me know, and I'll try to answer them for you the best I can. Alright guys.